What's up, guys? The NFL regular season kicks off this Thursday night. So today we're going to talk about things that you need to know before you bring your gear to a stadium. Let's get started. One of my absolute favorite things is to go to a professional sporting event. Even if I don't care about the team that's playing, even if I don't care about the sport that they're playing, there's something about the energy in a stadium that I absolutely love. And as someone who loves photo and video, of course, I'm going to want to capture the experience with my camera. Because safety is such a huge priority for these stadiums, you're actually very limited to what you can bring in. Now, I'm not talking about those with like an all-access media pass. I'm talking about those just like me, just like you, who are just doing it for fun.
Hey man, you mind if I borrow your lens for like a couple hours? I'll bring it back by halftime.
A few weeks back, I did some filming at a Falcons game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I had a friend who was gonna meet me at the gate, right there at the security, and I happened to be eavesdropping between a conversation between a security guy and a guy who had a backpack full of camera gear. This security guard would not let him through no matter how much this guy argued. And the unfortunate thing is, this guy rode public transportation just like I did, which means he didn't have a car that he could just put his camera gear in. This guy was completely out of luck. So random guy at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, if you're watching this, take some notes. First thing I want to talk about is bags. Now, according to the official stadium rules, fans may carry clear plastic tote bags up to 12 by 6 by 12 inches, or 1 gallon plastic freezer bags. And here's a nice diagram that they drew up for us. So basically what that means is unless your bag is clear and looks like this and is the dimensions of this, you can't bring the bag in. You can't bring a backpack, you can't bring a purse, you can't bring a camera bag. If it is not like this, you cannot bring it in. But luckily, they sell those at Walmart, Kroger. Any major store will have a clear bag that you can buy. All right, let's talk about gear. It says here that guests may bring in handheld still photo or video cameras to capture the special moments. However, professional cameras with zoom lenses greater than 200 millimeters or larger than 6 inches in length will not be permitted. Now, I've taken in my Panasonic camera every time and have never had an issue. I've also seen lots of people with like these type Canon cameras. This is a 6D, I've even seen some 5Ds. These are okay. As far as lenses, I've taken my 12 to 35 and my 12 millimeter. Both of them are about this size. I have also taken in my 35 millimeter and my 50 millimeter, and both of these were just fine. Unfortunately, even though this is 200 millimeters, it does exceed the 6-inch rule. So you can't take in anything like this, which really stinks because you can get a really nice shot with this. I've also read that a 24 to 70 millimeter is actually just a hair too big, and they won't let you bring that lens in. Just want to give you a fair warning that they do actually measure the lenses. They don't just eyeball it. So if you bring it in and they measure it, they're not going to let you bring it in. Some advice if you're going to bring in a lens that kind of has a zoom like this and expands, whenever they go to measure it, just keep it at its shortest length. Most of the time they won't try to like open it or close it, and honestly, they won't know it opens anyway, so just keep it at its shortest length and you will be okay. As far as camera accessories, they are not going to let you bring any sort of monopod or tripod or GorillaPod or selfie stick. Anything like that will not make it through security. However, I do have a friend who brought his Rode clip-on mic and he had his dead cat on it, and they didn't seem to mind that. The last thing I want to talk about is how do I get the most out of my camera when I go to an event at the stadium? My advice for you is get there really early. More than likely, there's going to be a lot going on before the actual event. Because the event hasn't started yet and you're actually outside of the stadium, you're not limited to what camera that you want to use or what lenses you want to use. You can get really close to the action and really bring up the value of your photos and video. If you park at the stadium, you could simply just use some of your high-end gear during the pre-game stuff and switch to a smaller setup when you actually go in the stadium. As far as what you can film in the stadium, the only things that you really can't film are the media areas,
The video worked well,
and anything that's roped off. Other than that, It's pretty much free reign. So these are a few important things to know before you bring your gear to a stadium. I hope this helps. Like and subscribe and go get some amazing photos, some amazing footage. See you next time.